This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
From the Coliseum at Elyria Catholic High School at Dalton Poplar in Elyria, Ohio. Good Wednesday evening, everyone, and welcome to another WEOL Cleveland Clinic Tournament Cage matchup. As tonight we've made our way to EC. It's a Division I district semifinal matchup as the number 4 seed Midview Middies at 14-10 take on the number 1 seed in the EC sectional district, the Lorain High Titans, who enter with a record of 18-5. Whoever comes up on the short end tonight will see their season come to a conclusion. They'll turn in the uniforms on Thursday. But the winner will advance to the district championship game Saturday night right back here at Elyria Catholic to take on either Strongsville or Berea Mid-Park. That's right. The 10 and 11 seeds will play in the other district semifinal tomorrow night. Tim Elkhorn along with Troy DeFranco here at Midview, back in the studios of AM 930 WEOL. Terry Howell spinning the dials on this Wednesday night. Troy, we were together 24 hours ago, and now the scene shifts, but the intensity and the excitement of district tournament basketball, it's the same. And boy, I think we've got a pretty intriguing matchup here tonight between the Middies and the Titans.
I think we really do, and let's hope tonight is as fun as last night was. I mean, great basketball game tonight, and hope same thing happens here.
Well, you know this Midview team very, very well. You were pretty much at all the home games for Midview this year, so you've seen Jim Brabenick's ball club. You called a couple of Lorain games with me on WEOL, so you know Lorain fairly well. How do you match these two teams up?
Well, I think for Midview, they've been doing a really good job the second half of the season in their zone. And, I think that's going to be a key for them. But a tough thing in the zone sometimes is rebounding. And if you look back at what Lorain does so well, they offensive rebound the basketball. They had 31 offensive rebounds against North Ridgeville in that tournament game. So that's going to be a big key for Midview, is to keep them off the boards. And they got to take care of the basketball against Lorain's pressure.
And how about for Lorain?
For Lorain, I think they have to use their defense to create easy offense. Use their pressure so they don't have to play in the half court and get the game up tempo the way they want to be. And, against the zone when they're in the half court, they're going to have to be able to penetrate it and knock down some threes.
Midview with tournament wins Wednesday night over North Homestead, 77-37. And then Saturday night, they topped Avon Lake 54-45. Lorain opened up tournament play on Saturday night. They dismantled North Ridgeville 68-31. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Midview Middies under head coach Jim Brabenick. It'll be 6'1 senior Aiden Breggins. Breggins averaging 4.1 per ball game. Trevor Porter in the starting lineup, 6'3 senior, averages 7 points per contest. 6'6 senior Gage Carnes in the starting lineup. Tremendous player, averages 15.6 per ball game. Vince Berth, a 6'2 senior, in the starting 5 for Midview, averages 10.6. He can shoot it from downtown. Vince Berth, 59 three balls coming into tonight. And rounding out the starting 5 for Midview, the only non-senior in the starting 5. He's a sophomore, 6'5", Johnny Manning. Manning averaging 10.4 points per ball game. Midview has won 4 in a row as they enter tonight's ball game. The Titans have won 5 straight. And here's the starting 5 John Rossitano will put on the floor. It'll be 6'4 sophomore Jordan Jackson. Jackson at 9.8 points per ball game. Tremendous player in 6'6 junior Tavon Pierre Lewis. Tavon averaging 15.9 per game. All district first team Devon Grant gets the start. 6'1 junior at 20 points per ball game. David Weatherington, 6'1 senior in the starting 5, averages 6.1 per game. And rounding out the starting 5 for Lorain, Cameron Davis. Davis, a 5'8 junior, averages just over 1 point per ball game. Lorain, they like to get up and down the floor. They average 65.7 per ball game, and they surrender 55.1 per contest. 3 officials working tonight's ball game. They are Najam Hassan along with John Verba. And we saw this guy 24 hours ago over at Garfield Heights. He's traveling with WEOL. Don Reese is working tonight's ball game along with Najam Hassan and John Verba. Great big thank you goes out to Joe Bach from WLCS TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television. Joe, once again, has tapped into the audio feed of WEOL. So all of you folks that are listening in the city of Lorain tonight, you'll be able to watch this one rather quickly. Joe will turn it around and get it on WLCS TV 20. And don't forget about that TV 20 YouTube channel. Everything and anything that Joe Bach has done and he's done a ton, is up on the WLCS TV 20 YouTube channel. Troy, he'll try not to point the camera at us too much, though. I promise you that.
I hope so. Face for radio.
The Middies are the road team tonight. They're in their dark blue uniforms. They've got the blue shirts, blue shorts with the white letters and numbers and some silver trim. And Lorain High is the home team tonight. The Titans are in their home whites, white shirts, white shorts, deep blue letters and numbers with some silver trim. I'll tell you what, I think John Rossitano and the basketball program at Lorain, they've been itching to get back on this floor ever since that crushing district final loss to Elyria High last year. John readily admits we didn't deserve to win. Brett Lyric and Elyria deserved to win that district title, but they want it back.
Oh, they want it back. I mean, when you get that close and you're in that district final, you smell that regional and you don't get it, for sure they've been thinking about this since last year.
And for Midview, how about a trip to the district? I mean, that's pretty awesome for Jim Brabenick and his program.
Great job by him and his staff and those kids. You know, one shout out to Vince Berth. He became Midview's all-time leading three-point shooter in his career, past Jacob Wells against North Olmsted.
Jacob Wells could shoot the
He
rock.
could shoot it.
John Verba about to put the ball in the air. Let's play some basketball here at Elyria Catholic. The Titans and the Middies in the Division I district semifinal. Winner comes back on Saturday night. It'll be Tavon Pierre-Lewis against Gage Carnes. John Verba puts the ball in the air, tip controlled by Lorain, and we are underway. Lorain going right to left along your radio dial, heading towards the Midview bench at the other end of the floor, just like last night. We've got guys running toward us and away from us, although tonight, our customary spot here at EC, we're at least up on the walkway. Pierre-Lewis left of the lane, got his shot partially blocked by Midview, and out of there come the Middies. Into the forecourt, Aiden Breggins. Breggins works to the right side. We're just underway, Midview with their first possession of the night. Porter got it at the free throw line to Manning. Manning dumps it on the left wing to Berth. Berth will stop, shoot, miss. Rebound, Manning had it, lost it. Out of there with it, Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Shoots it down the right side to Davis. Back to Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Lob on the left wing, Grant. Three ball up, three ball right there.
Midview in that 2-3 zone to start. They got to know where he is. Excellent three-point shooter.
Grant, 46 three balls on the year. There's a steal by Tavon Pierre-Lewis. He drives and he scores. Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Lorain creates a turnover and a bucket, and they're up 5-0. Vince Berth inbounds, gets it right back. Berth bounces it down the floor, pass knocked out of bounds. Boy, right into that passing lane. Cameron Davis for Lorain.
Seeing a lot of speed from Lorain right away in the full court pressure.
Just underway, 6:48 to go here in the first quarter of play. Lorain has jumped out to a 5-0 lead. Midview with the basketball on the left wing. Three ball right there. Gage Carnes. He knocks in a three to make it a 5-3 contest. Lorain quickly at the other end. They turn it over. Trevor Porter for Midview. Ahead to Aiden Breggins. Breggins on the right side. They dump it down low. Wide open. Manning popped it in.
Nice pass from Porter there.
And we are tied at 5. Midview storms back with 5 straight to deadlock the ball game. Pierre-Lewis in the left corner out front to Weatherington. Cross-court pass to Von Grant. Grant to the baseline. Grant fed it underneath to Tavon Pierre-Lewis, who popped it home. Tavon Pierre-Lewis gives Lorain a 7-5 advantage. 2 minutes off the first quarter clock here at Elyria Catholic. Good-sized crowd on hand. Breggins in the backcourt. Gave it to Vince Berth. Back to Breggins. Breggins into the forecourt. 84-foot floor here at EC. It's not the 94-foot floor. Out front, Porter bounced one right by everybody. As I think that was intended for Manning, but Manning wasn't looking for it.
It's a fun atmosphere in here, isn't it, in the Coliseum with the seating all around?
Did you like it when you coached here?
Yeah, I did.
Just the atmosphere
When
and
we
the
won.
sunken floor. You liked it a lot better. Yeah, there you go. 7-5, Lorain with the lead and the ball. Weatherington down the left side to Devon Grant. He'll shoot a long three. Good! Devon Grant, nothing but the bottom of the net. And it's a 10-5 Lorain lead. And now a whistle in the backcourt as things got held up. Vince Berth to inbound to the Middies. So we've had 3 5-0 runs. Long pass down the floor to Carnes. Ahead of the pack, drives and scores. Gage Carnes makes it 10-7. So Lorain had 5 straight. Midview answered with 5 straight. Lorain with 5 straight. And now Midview responds. 10-7 ball game. Out front, Devon Grant. Feeds it on the right side to Cameron Davis. Back out front. And now the ball down low is deflected. We've got a scrum right of the lane. Jump ball, and the possession arrow belongs to the Midview Middies.
I tell you, so far, Midview's doing a decent job in that 2-3 zone, but they just got to know where Grant is. They can't leave him alone.
Vince Bertha inbounds, looks long, nothing there. Bounces it into Manning. Manning tied up in the backcourt, and Najam Hassan says we got a foul on Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Pierre-Lewis reaching in, trying to poke that ball free. Instead picks up the foul. That's his first. In fact, that's our first foul in the ball game. Comes with 4:59 to go. Inbound, stolen away by Weatherington. Weatherington underneath. Tavon Pierre-Lewis powered it up and it fell off. Rebound, fought for. We've got another scrum down in the paint. Ball still loose. Midview out of there with it. Reagans got it ahead on the left side to Burke. Out front to Manning, hands it off to Aiden Breagans. And now Midview will set the offense. Baseline Carnes, and he lost it off his own leg out of bounds. Basketball goes back to Lorain High. Well, we got to send a long distance shout out. How about Rob Overy in Germany dialed in on the WEOL app?
That tells you how good that app works.
Dankeschön. My goodness. 4:25 to go. What time is it over in Germany right now? Baseline jumper off the mark for Devon Grant. Rebound grab by Midview's Gage Carnes. 10-7. Midview with the basketball, down by 3. Hope we can keep Rob awake.
I think it's 6 hours ahead, so it's past his bedtime, I'm sure. Dialed in.
Oh, Mr. Party Man Overy. He's up all night. Out front, Berth. Berth double team, tried to bounce it in the lane, and it's grabbed on the end line by Cameron Davis. For Lorain, cross-court pass deflected, but grabbed out of there by Jordan Jackson for Lorain. Jackson left in the lane, got it down low to Weatherington. Weatherington shoots it in the right corner. Tavon Pierre-Lewis into the lane. Bank shot, no. Rebound grab by Midview's Gage Carnes.
Another nice defensive play by Johnny Manning in the middle of that zone, not leaving his feet.
Midview trailing 10-7 with the basketball. Aiden Breagans got it out front to Gage Carnes. Carnes outside the three-point arc. Lob down low to Breagans. Breagans left in the lane. Bank shot, good. Aiden Breagans with his first 2. The Middies are within 1. 10-9. Lorain with the 1-point lead. Out front, Grant. Rainbow 3 right there. Devon Grant's got 9 in the quarter, all from beyond the arc. 13-9.
3 for 3.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Here comes Jaden Sledge in the ball game for Lorain High. 6-foot senior, averages 5.5 points per ball game, as Jordan Jackson will take a seat. And for Midview, Isaiah Johnson has checked in, fed it down the floor to Breagans, and then Breagans had it knocked out of his hands out of bounds. But that was a great play by Devon Grant defensively. He got back there and was able to poke that ball out.
Sure did. Looked like Aiden was going in for a layup.
13-9, Titans by 4 on the inbound. Carnes, foul line shot, way off. Rebound, Manning powered it up, bounced around the rim and out. Manning fighting for the rebound, but out of there with it, Sledge. Got it ahead to Devon Grant. Little stutter step left of the lane. Bank shot, no, but a foul. So Grant will head to the free throw line and shoot 2. That foul on Midview was called on Breagans. And that is his first. Devon Grant at the free throw line. But what a tremendous player he is. 6'1" junior, 20 points per game. First team all-district, 81% free throw shooter. First one up, first one in. He's in double figures with 10.
Asserted himself very early in this game. Good sign for the Titans.
Grant down at the other end. Deep knee bend, sends it up, got it. So Devon Grant hit them both. It's now a 15-9 Lorain lead. Well, they can slowly extend an advantage. You got to hang around because they'll go on a run at some point.
Yes, they will.
At the top of the circle for Midview, Johnny Manning feeds right side to Isaiah Johnson. Johnson now comes around a Manning pick, bounces it back to Manning. He drives, no, but he got fouled. Nice little give and go right there. And Johnny Manning, 6'5" sophomore, will shoot 2. That foul was on Sledge, his first. So here's Manning. Boy, only a 10th grader. Tall young man at 6'5". Once that body fills out a little bit, he's going to be a nice post player.
And he's a gym rat. He is always in the gym working hard to improve his games. Really come a long way this year.
Manning misses the first. One more coming. Right down below us, Manning spins that basketball. 15-9. Lorain by 6. Lorain by 5 as Manning hit the second. 15-10 ball game. Titans head to the other end. Tavon Pierre-Lewis through the center circle into the forecourt. Lewis at the top of the key. Lewis now gives it in between the circles to Devon Grant. He'll shoot it from there, although he elects not to. Left wing sledge. His three rimmed out. Rebound grabbed by Aiden Breggins. And then he had it knocked out of his hand, stolen by Davis, but the shot up no good. Rebound. Manning tipped it to Isaiah Johnson. Johnson has it for Midview. Johnson in the backcourt. And now here at the other end, we've got Devon Grant holding on to Seamus Higley, and I think they got Grant with a foul. Yeah, they got Devon Grant. Boy, the play was all the way down at this end. Now it's watching the ball at the other end. They got Devon Grant with the foul. So Grant picks up his first. Seamus Higley now in the game for Midview. 15-10, just under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Johnson on the baseline, and he stepped out of bounds. John Reeve saw it.
Johnson came wide open off that screen. The pass was late.
Lorain ball, they lead it by 5. Titans at 18-5, the number 1 seed taking on the number 4 seed Midview at 14-10. The other district semi features the 10 and 11 seeds, Strongsville and Berea Mid-Park. That's a great story, though. This goes to show you, come tournament time. Down low, powering up Sledge, missed the shot. Rebound Manning for Midview.
Johnny Manning with another block down there.
Reagan's into the forecourt. Right side to Isaiah Johnson. Johnson outside the three-point arc. Now heads to the half-court line. Right side to Seamus Higley. Bounced it down low to Breggins. Breggins got it in the lane to Manning. Put it up off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped around. And Tavon Pierre-Lewis has it for Lorain. He's going to race to the forecourt. Lewis right down the lane, tried to feed it underneath. Somehow got it in there to Jackson. Got his shot blocked! Gage Carnes out of there with it for Midview. They feed it down the floor, and they overshot Manning. And was that ball deflected? No. Basketball belongs to Lorain High.
I tell you, turnovers right now piling up for Midview. They're only down 5. When they're not turning the ball over, they're getting good looks.
Here comes Devon Grant into the forecourt. He's got an 11-point first quarter. Grant on the right wing to Jackson. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Left side, Grant. Grant right in front of that Midview bench. Grant outside the three-point arc on the right-hand dribble. Shoves it out front, Sledge. He'll shoot a three. He'll hit a three. Jaden Sledge, his 23rd three-ball of the year, and it's 18-10 Lorain. They're widening the gap. 33 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Isaiah Johnson for Midview. In between his legs on the dribble. Left side for Carnes. Ball knocked out of bounds by Tavon Pierre-Lewis as David Weatherington will check back in for Lorain High. And Tavon Pierre-Lewis will take a seat. Hey, don't forget, Keystone is on stream 2 tonight. Keystone taking on Holy Name. Then the EC girls in the Sweet 16. They'll tip it off shortly after 8 o'clock. We'll start that game on the stream, but should get most of it on the radio tonight. Carnes, left wing, the jumper, in and out. Rebound, grabbed by Devon Grant. 14 on the clock. Grant to the forecourt. And Isaiah Johnson came from behind and knocked it out of his hands out of bounds. Although for Lorain, that gives John Rossitano a chance to get Tavon Pierre-Lewis back in the ballgame.
Your offensive threat back in there.
Cameron Thomas had checked in. He sits right back down. 10.6 on the clock. Lorain to inbound, up by 8. And now John Verba again blows the whistle away from the basketball. He got Gage Carnes right
Isaiah
there.
Johnson.
Was it Isaiah? Got Isaiah Johnson with the foul. That's his first. And Lorain will try it again. Jackson, lob on the right side to Devon Grant. Long three. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound Isaiah Johnson. Still time for Midview. 3 on the clock, 2 on the clock. Johnson, half-court shot. Off the glass, no good, and that ends the first quarter. 18-10. Lorain by 8 at the end of 1 over Midview in our Cleveland Clinic tournament cage matchup on WEOL and Troy Online
at WEOL.com.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Second quarter underway. Lorain with the basketball. They lead it by a score of 18-10. Tim Elkhorn, Troy DeFranco here at the Coliseum at Elyria Catholic. This is the site for the Division I boys and, of course, girls sectional district as well. Pierre Lewis in the lane. Bank shot no good. Rebound grab by Midview's Gage Carnes. Middies down by 8 as Lorain is on a 10-1 run right now. It was a 10-9 ball game. Left side of the forecourt, Vince Berth got it out front to Carnes. Carnes went to the lane against Weatherington, got away with a walk, threw it in the corner, 3-ball up, no good by Porter. Rebound grab by Tavon Pierre Lewis for Lorain. Pierre Lewis comes right down the lane, put it up, no, but he got fouled. Johnny Manning saying, I went straight up, but Don Reese says, I'm not buying that. Foul on Manning is his first, and that'll put Tavon Pierre Lewis at the free throw line, shooting 2. Well, from the Rossitano family, we've got a couple of long-distance shout-outs as well, as Tavon misses the first. John's daughter, as always, Jenna, listening down in Baltimore. Jenna, you got to come home sometime. I've given you about 10 shout-outs already this year. And then John's sister, Diane Kish, listening in California tonight, as Tavon Pierre Lewis hits the second. 19-10. It's a 9-point lead for Lorain High. Here comes the Midview. In the middle, Manning. Strong to the hole, put it on the glass, no good. Rebound, Tavon Pierre Lewis for Lorain High. Tavon to the forecourt, weakens his way down the lane. He scooped, he scored, and Jim Brabennick wants a timeout. It's slipping away from the middies. Brabennick needed that timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. A 30-second timeout by the middies. 21-10 Lorain in our Cleveland Clinic tournament cage matchup.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state. A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Timeout there by Jim Brabennick. He's got to find a way to get himself back in this thing.
Yeah, just got to take care of the basketball, get by their pressure. Lorain's doing a real nice job defensively.
In the backcourt, Vince Berth. Berth at the half-court line, fumbled the ball, got it back, gave it off to Isaiah Johnson. 21-10, Lorain by 11. Left side, Gage Carnes. Carnes against Weatherington, feeds left wing to Vince Berth, who threw it out front to Isaiah Johnson. Back on the left side, Berth, open three. He hit nothing but net. Number 60 on the year for Berth. 21-13. That's a big shot for the middies. They're back to within 8. 6:25 to go here in the first half of play. Devontae Grant on the right sideline. Lob out front to Weatherington. Bounce in the corner to Jordan Jackson. Jackson fires right side. Grant, open three. Good! Devon Grant. How about 4 threes in the first half for Grant? And it's 24-13. Lorain by 11. 2 minutes off the second quarter clock. We're here at EC. The winner comes back Saturday night to play for a district championship. On the right side, Trevor Porter lobs it down low to Johnson. Bank shot spun out, rebound loose, grabbed by Johnson. His shot from the baseline, rolled around the rim and in.
Nice job by Johnny Manning keeping that ball alive.
It's a 24-15 ball game. Isaiah Johnson with his first two. Grant on the left side. Grant fires it down low, and it's picked off by Manning. Nice defense by Johnny Manning. Anticipated that pass. Here comes Midview. 5.5 minutes to go in the half. Carnes on the left side to Berth. Berth at the foul line to Manning. Manning against Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Out front, Berth. Three right there. Back-to-back bombs by Berth. And it's 24-18. Boy, he can stroke it.
When he sees the ball going through the net, it's a good thing for Midview. And same thing's happening for Grant on the Titans.
Well, you talked about that. When a shooter sees it go through, the confidence level just elevates.
It's all the difference in the world.
Grant on the left wing, right in front of that Midview bench. Lorain's lead down to 6. Jackson in the lane, hooked it up, but spun out. Rebound Trevor Porter for Midview. Got it to Isaiah Johnson. Johnson crosses the timeline. Johnson out front against Devon Grant. 24-18. Middy's down 6 with the ball. Johnson bounces it to Manning, right wing to Porter, threw it back out front. Berth left in the lane. He drives, he scores! Vince Berth off the glass. And it's 24-20. Quickly, Lorain at the other end. Grant drive, got his shot blocked. Ball loose on the floor. Pierre-Lewis has it. Tavon Pierre-Lewis drives and scores. What a shot. Tavon Pierre-Lewis makes it 26-20. John Rossitano will take a 30-second timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. 4:16 to go in the half. Lorain by 6. 26-20 Titans in our Cleveland Clinic tournament cage match.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more. Even how to apply online using eBenefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life. We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
30-second timeout taken by John Rossitano. Lorain with a 6-point lead at 26-20. Here come the Middies. Into the forecourt, Berth. He's heating up. He's got 8 second quarter points. Berth bounce on the right wing to Trevor Porter. Porter in front of the Lorain bench. Back out front to Berth. In between the circles to Manning. A 6'5 sophomore. Flings it on the left side to Berth. Berth lob down low to Carnes. Ball deflected. Out of there with it comes Jackson. Jackson ahead to Grant. Grant with a stutter step. He scooped. He missed. Rebound Isaiah Johnson for Midview. Johnson will streak to the forecourt. Bounce down low. Porter put it on the rim and in. What a pass by Isaiah. 26-22. Weatherington at the other end. He tries. He missed the shot. And now we're going to get a goaltending call, I believe.
Well, he didn't need to touch that, I don't think.
So the bucket will go to David Weatherington.
But did you see how fast Lorain got the ball out of the net after that make? And Weatherington flying down the court, hit him in stride.
Here comes Aiden Breggins back in the ball game now for Midview. As Gage Carnes will take a seat. Carnes down with 5 points, no fouls. Breggins in, 2 points, no fouls. We got a good one brewing. 28-22, 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Division I district semi here at EC. Porter on the right wing, got it out front to Manning. Around on the left side to Berth. Back in the middle to Manning. Fed it to Isaiah Johnson. Johnson at the top of the key. Johnson off on the right side to Porter. Lobbed it down low to Berth, who put it up. No! Rebound Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Tried to throw it off Manning. The ball grabbed in the corner by Breggins. Free ball off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound loose on the floor. Grant has it for Lorain. Grant to the forecourt. Grant drives. He scooped with the left hand, and he put it in. And I'm not sure what Najam Hassan halted things for.
Don't get a bench warning.
I do believe they credited that bucket to Devon Grant. They did. How about 16 first half points for Devon Grant? And Najam's one of those guys, he likes to hear himself once in a while.
Yeah.
3:01 to go.
He doesn't like to hear the bench, I can tell you that. That's what he was reminding me.
You speak of experience?
Yes. My assistants, of course.
Yeah, Rob Overy in Germany. There's a steal by Tavon Pierre-Lewis to the other end. Pow! With 2 hands.
Teed him up. John Verba's going to say he hung on the rim.
Boy, John Rossitano can't believe it. They can't believe it. They teed up Davon Pierre-Louis on the dunk. They're going to say he hung on the rim. And boy, listen to Lorain fans here.
I have to say, I've seen a lot worse after a dunk.
That was pretty bad. You folks watching at some point in Lorain on WLCS TV 20. I'm sure Joe Bach's going to replay that. Joe Bach is tied into our audio feed tonight. And that
Joe's giving the thumbs down to us.
Here's Berth. Free throw up and in. Berth has one more coming. These are the technical free throws. So the dunk made it 32-22. And now Berth hits both free throws to make it 32-24.
Gage Carnes checking back in for Porter.
So they teed up Davon Pierre-Louis on the dunk. That's absurd. Midview with the basketball, down by 8. And now both crowds are revved up even more. Reagan lob down low, pass deflected, out of bounds. Jordan Jackson got a finger on it.
Ever since that timeout, Coach Rossitano put the taller Jordan Jackson on Vince Berth to try to limit his touches. Jackson doing a nice job on him right now.
Boy, John Rossitano had a sub at the scorer's table. They didn't let him in. I'm not sure if they didn't see him. They throw it down low. Ball gets by Isaiah Johnson, but grabbed in the corner by Carnes. Got it down low to Manning. Manning in traffic, and he walked with it. And now John pulls his sub back. Says, nope. Well, now he does want him in. Cameron Thomas is wearing a hole on that sideline. He goes back and forth about 3 times. And now Cameron Thomas does check in. 6'3" freshman. Lorain with the basketball and an 8-point lead, 32-24. 2:20 to go, first half here at EC. Boy, there's an electric atmosphere here. Pierre-Louis let the lane, spins in the lane, and he hit the shot. Davon Pierre-Louis with 13. Boy, it has been Lewis and Grant. They've combined for 29 of Lorain's 34 points. Titans by 10. Right wing 3 by Carnes, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound out of bounds. And it went off Davon Pierre-Louis. That'll get Weatherington back in for Lorain. Davon will sit down. Smart coaching right there by John with Pierre-Louis with 2 fouls.
Yeah, especially on the defensive end.
Carnes left the lane, into the lane, hooked it up, banked it in. Nice shot, Gage Carnes. Knocked that one in off the glass to make it 34-26. 1:45 to go, second quarter. Devon Grant in the lane to Jackson, turn, shoots, and it bounced around the rim a couple of times and fell off. Rebound out of bounds, and it belongs to Midview. Well, we have to send out a very special thank you to one of Midview's biggest fans, Faye Stacy. She baked up some cookies tonight for yours truly and Troy DeFranco. But there's something to miss. I'll tell you about that in a moment, as down low, Weatherington and Gage Carnes were battling. The foul was called on Weatherington. We'll sneak that in right now. Now, Al Stacy presented me with the cookies. He said, Faye made you and Troy a dozen cookies. There's only 9 in the bag. Faye, I don't know where the other 3 went, but Al had crumbs. Left corner 3 ball right there by Vince Berth. Boy, Berth with a 13-point second quarter. Makes it 34-29. Boy, the middies keep hanging around. They're within 5. On the right side, Cam Davis for Lorain. Got it out front to Sledge. So Sledge has checked back in, feeds it left wing to Devon Grant. Grant with a 16-point first half. Under a minute to go. At the foul line, Weatherington threw it back to Grant at the half-court line, and he stepped on the line. That's over and back.
Ever since that dunk and technical, you just felt the intensity pick up from the fans and players.
Yeah, we sure do. We're down to 48 seconds to go in the first half. Lorain by 5, 34-29. And now Weatherington's going to get called for another foul as he was bumping Gage Carnes. And David Weatherington picks up his second for Lorain High. That is their 4th team foul.
Weatherington, a very physical defensive player, and trying to stop Gage. Gage went back door, got him for a foul.
42.5 on the clock. Midview with the basketball, down by 5, 34-29. Holy Name leading Keystone 34-18 at the half. There's a steal by Sledge. Got it behind him to Jackson. Jackson left the lane, into the lane. He scooped, he missed, but he got fouled. And Jackson will shoot 2.
Gage Carnes with the foul.
Gage Carnes with his first. Jackson at the line. Jordan Jackson, 6'4", sophomore, 61% free throw shooter. He's scoreless tonight. First one up, in and out. So yes, Bay Stacy, you're going to have to solve the riddle of the missing 3 cookies. They look delicious. Troy and I have not had an opportunity to enjoy them yet. Jackson missed them both. Rebound grab by Johnny Manning. And I think Jim Bravenich, head coach of Midview, says, I want one shot.
That's easier said than done against Lorain's defense. We'll see if they can hold on to it here.
20 seconds to go in the half. 34-29. Lorain by 5. Carnes on the left side, outside the three-point arc. Gage, looking, feeds left side, ball deflected, and it went out of bounds off Cameron Davis. We're down to 7.4 to go in the half.
Cameron Davis, very quick defensively, trying to keep the ball out of Briggins, the point guard's hands, so they can't get a set going.
Johnson to inbound, over on the far sideline. Bounces it in the corner to Carnes. 6 on the clock. Carnes into the lane. Hooked it up, rolled off, no good. Rebound put back up and in by Carnes. And the buzzer sounds. The put back by Carnes makes it a 3-point game at the half. Lorain 34, Midview 31 as the two teams head to the locker room. It's the Division I District Semifinal. It's our Cleveland Clinic Tournament Cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL. On your phone with the app. And we're online, Troy.
At WEOL.com.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
Hi, I'm Khalil Brown and I am 16 in the 10th grade at Lorain High School. I'm a pre-engineering student in Lorain High Career Tech Education Program. Math is by far my favorite subject. This drew me into pre-engineering. Pre-engineering is mostly calculating numbers and computer software downloading. You get to download stuff into robots and make them do stuff. I took pre-engineering for the first and second semester, in particular CNC milling and drilling classes. I learned how to mill into wood and wax blocks. In CNC, we drill into wood and make frames and pictures and plaques. The class is very fun, but it's a lot of hard work too, because it's a lot of math and science and there's no time to goof off. When you walk in, there's tons of different machines like our robots that do stuff. And we make sure we're wearing safety goggles when we're drilling metals and things. I feel good working on machines because it comes natural to me. But even if you're not good in math and science, you will still have a lot of fun because our instructor, Mr. Bogan, walks you through it all. He's a great teacher. If you don't know how to do it, he'll take the time to explain it to you. You make sure you have a lot of fun programming machines and robots. I am glad to be in this program because now I know what I want to do with my life, and it's all thanks to Lorain High Career Tech Pre-Engineering Program.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Tim Elkhorn, Troy DeFranco here at EC, 34-31. Lorain by 3 as we get ready to start the third quarter. Troy, what'd you see in the first two periods? What might happen here in the second half?
Well, I think, the first two periods, Midview did a nice job rebounding the basketball. They actually out-rebounded Lorain 18-11. But Lorain did a nice job on defensive end, causing 11 Midview turnovers. And those two stats kind of stick out. The other ones, shooting ones, are all pretty even. Midview's done a nice job in that zone. They just got to find Grant.
I think we're going to have a heck of a second half. And speaking of the second half, it's underway here at Elyria Catholic. Thank you for dialing in to WEOL tonight. Over on the right side, Carnes had a pass go right through his hands out of bounds. Basketball goes back to Lorain High. 7:43 to go, third quarter. 34-31. Lorain by 3. They're heading left to right on your radio dial. Devon Grant, left corner to Weatherington. Bounces it down low to Jackson. Jackson comes under the basket. Out front, Grant. 3-ball. In and out. Rebound, Jackson. Missed it off the bank. Pierre Lewis tipped it up and in. Davon Pierre Lewis hung it on the iron and it fell through. 36-31. Titans by 5. Aiden Breggins will bring it to the forecourt for Midview. Bounce out front to Manning. Manning in between the circles. Lob down the right side to Gage Carnes. Carnes straddling the arc. Will shoot it. Miss it. Rebound Devon Grant for Lorain High. He'll push it to the forecourt against Porter. Porter knocked it out of there, but it's grabbed by Davis. Left side to Jackson. He'll shoot it. He'll miss it. Rebound grabbed by Gage Carnes for Midview. Outlet pass to Aiden Breggins. Middy's down 5, 36-31, 6:45 to go here in the third quarter of play. Tim Elkhorn, Troy DeFranco with you from the EC Coliseum. Out front, Vince Berth got away with a push. Now he's tied up by Cameron Davis, and the possession arrow points to Lorain. Boy, good defense right there by Cameron Davis.
It was. He knocked it out once. Vince got it back, and then right there to tie him up.
Here comes Devon Grant into the forecourt for Lorain. Well, he's got some nifty bright green sneakers on. In the lane to Tavon Pierre Lewis. He got stripped of the ball. Out of there with it. Breggins bounces it to a driving Berth, who laid it up and in. Berth with a 15-point ball game, and it's 36-33. Middy's back to within 3. Out front, Cameron Davis, the 5'8 junior for Lorain. Left side to Weatherington. Weatherington left to the lane to Pierre Lewis. Boy, he's surrounded by blue jerseys. He'll head to the sideline, gave it on the baseline to Jackson. Jackson's double team, hooked it up and it rolled out. A rebound grab by Gage Carnes for Midview. Right wing Berth thought about a long 3. Now he'll shoot a long 3. He'll hit a long 3 and tie the game. Berth knocks it up at 36 apiece. He hit that one from back in Grafton. 5:40 to go, third quarter. The Middies are hanging around the 4 seed, taking on the top seed, Lorain High, and we're tied at 36. Grant on the left side. Devon Grant to the foul line. Right side, Davis. Davis in the lane to Lewis. Lewis left of the lane. He scooped, he scored. He's a tough matchup. Lewis gives Lorain a 38-36 lead. In the backcourt, Vince Berth for Midview. Hands it off to Aiden Breggins. He streaks up the left side. Got it to Porter. Porter on the baseline. His pass kicked out of bounds. Najam Hassan with that call. Najam Hassan, Don Reese, and John Verba are officials.
Yeah, for Pierre Lewis, it's amazing what he can do for his size. Putting it on the floor, finishing around the rim. He can shoot it. Heck of a player.
He's only a junior. 5:07 to go here in the third. 38-36 Lorain. Boy, it's been a good one. Winner comes back Saturday against either Strongsville or Berea Mid-Park. And out front, we got a whistle and a foul. That one's on Weatherington. And if my book is correct,
third.
Yeah, that's 3 on Weatherington.
He's been assigned most of the time to Carnes. They got Pierre Lewis on him now.
5:02 to go in the third. Midview basketball. They're down by 2. Only giving Lorain all they can handle. Aiden Breggins in the center circle for the Middies. Breggins changing hands on the dribble, picked up by Sledge. Bounce left side to Carnes. Carnes shoots it back out front to Berth. Off on the right side to Breggins. Got it down low to Carnes. Got his shot blocked by Tavon Pierre Lewis. Wow. Ball went out of bounds. Well, we've seen some good battles out there tonight. This is outstanding tournament basketball. Breggins, right of the lane, shoots it out front. Carnes a three, off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound Manning, got it underneath the Porter. Porter shoots it out front, nobody there. Out of there with it comes Lorain. Davis feeds it down the floor to Grant. Grant, reverse layup, good off the glass. Oh, what a shot by Grant. Makes it 40-36 Lorain.
Hung in the air, finished with the left hand.
40-36, Titans by 4. 4:18 to go here in the third quarter. Manning on the right side, got his pocket picked by Tavon Pierre-Louis. He drives, he got his shot, blocked by Carnes. What a play by Gage Carnes as Tavon Pierre-Louis was going for the dunk. Oh my, what a play by Gage.
They met about 6 inches or more above the rim.
Wow. Joe Bach ought to send that one over to the 3 channels in Cleveland. That was highlight reel material. Grant in the corner for Lorain. They lead it by 4. We're halfway through the third quarter of play. Left side, Weatherington in the corner sledge. 3 ball off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound Manning for Midview. Johnny Manning gives it off to Aiden Breggins, the 6'1 senior, into the forecourt for Midview. Jackson will check in at the next break for Midview. Breggins on the left side, left of the lane, he tries, he missed the layup. Rebound Tavon Pierre-Louis. He'll race to the forecourt. Lewis comes right down the lane, put it up, nobody got fouled. Tavon Pierre-Louis took it right to the rim as he went coast to coast. And Tavon Pierre-Louis will shoot 2.
I tell you, when he's coming down the lane like that, you just got to get your body turned and take that charge.
Trying to see who that foul was on. I believe it was on Isaiah Johnson.
I thought it was on Johnny Manning.
Was it on Johnny Manning?
His second? Yes.
So at the free throw line, Tavon Pierre-Louis. Tavon, a 62% free throw shooter, right down below us. First one up, first one in. Tavon Pierre-Louis with 18. That ties Devon Grant for team high. Berth also has 18. So 3 guys with 18 in this game. Pierre-Louis, second one. Nope. Rebound, though. Grabbed by Grant. Put it up. Got it partially blocked. Out of there with it is Carnes for Midview. 41-36. Middy's down 5. Aiden Breggins, left side to Carnes. Gage Carnes gave it back to Aiden Breggins. Breggins, top side to Manning. Lobs it down low to Carnes. Carnes backing in. Baseline fall away shot. Air ball. Rebound Tavon Pierre-Louis behind his back on the dribble. Pierre-Louis into the forecourt. Pierre-Louis left of the lane. Into the lane. Put it up. And Najam Hassan says, let's hold everything. We've got a foul on Midview. And that'll be the 3rd on Isaiah Johnson. That's his second, actually. So the 2nd on Isaiah Johnson, 2nd team foul on Midview. 3:04 to go here in the quarter. Lewis got it into Grant. Grant left of the lane. The runner, good! Devon Grant with a 20-point game. 43-36. So after Midview tied the game at 36, Lorain on a bit of a run. Out front 3 ball off the side of the rim, no good for Berth. Rebound goes out of bounds, and we got a foul called on Midview's Isaiah Johnson. There's his 3rd. Well, I got to send another long-distance shout-out. Boy, we got people listening all over. Down in Salem, Ohio tonight, Jimmy Knezetic dialed in. Now, my cousin-in-law, Ed Triniszewski, says you got to say hello to Jimmy Knezetic, my cousin. You know, he's my cousin, too. Pierre-Louis in the lane, put it up, no. Got it back, put it up, no. Fight for the rebound, a foul. And I think he got Seamus Higley with that one. Seamus had just checked in, and Higley picks up the foul. That's his first. 2:27 to go. No, Jimmy is my wife's cousin. And Big Ed, who said, you got to get that shout out, well, he's my wife's cousin. But he says, you got to say hi to my cousin. Like I don't know who Jimmy is. Hey, Jimmy, we hope you're enjoying the broadcast down there in Salem. Former Lorain guy. Jimmy and Marlene, great people, good couple. Devon Grant in the left corner. Throws it down low to Pierre-Louis. And now Don Reese with a call. Boy, all of a sudden these officials are going to start tooting the whistles.
Johnny Manning picks that one up.
That's 3 on Johnny Manning. 2:23 to go. 43-36. Lorain by 7. They've scored 7 straight. Grant on the left sideline. Fakes the pass down low. Devon Grant matched up against Isaiah Johnson. Grant topside to Cameron Davis. Shoots it back to Grant. Devon double teamed. He'll shoot it anyway. Miss. Oh, no, it bounced in. Oh, what a roll for Devon Grant. Looked like that ball was coming back out.
Tough shot there.
Lorain on a 9-0 run. Johnson in the center circle. Double team looking for some help. Johnson, they got a timeout. 30-second timeout taken by the Middies. We'll take a break as well. Lorain has popped it back out to 9. 45-36 Titans on the Cleveland Clinic tournament cage matchup. Doesn't a big bowl of pasta sound pretty good right now, Troy?
Absolutely. Pasta always sounds good.
Oh, man. Some of that campana sauce all over it.
I tell you, Midview tied it up at 36, and then Lorain on 9-0 run. Coach Rossitano switched and put Cameron Davis, the quick little guard, on Vince Berth, and he hasn't got a touch since then.
And Midview with the basketball. Down 9 in the left corner. Higley 3-ball. That one missed everything. Rebound Tavon Pierre-Lewis for Lorain. Pierre-Lewis to the forecourt. Tavon comes right down the lane into a double team, and he got fouled. Boy, he sees a crack, and he takes it right to the rim.
He does. He does a great job. He's going to get Gage Carnes on that one.
Foul is on Carnes, his second. Again, tomorrow night here at EC, who would ever have thought this? Berea Mid-Park and Strongsville. 10 and 11 seeds in the other Division I district semifinal. I think that's great. I think it's great for high school basketball. It's awesome. First free throw in and out for Tavon Pierre-Lewis.
When you get to the tournament, they always say it's a new season, and that proves it right there. I mean, you play every game. You play it as hard as you can. You never know what happens. They got a chance to get to a district final.
Pierre-Lewis, one more coming. Second one good. Tavon Pierre-Lewis with 19, and the lead is 10 for Lorain, 46-36. Midview had tied it at 36, 10 straight by the Titans. Wide open underneath Manning. Isaiah Johnson found him, and Johnny Manning makes it 46-38. Boy, they just lost track of Johnny Manning down there.
That was because Vince Berth was coming up top for a 3, and they both went after him.
Left side of the forecourt, Cameron Davis for Lorain. Got it out front to Jaden Sledge. Back to Davis. Bounces it on the baseline to Jackson. In the lane to Pierre-Lewis. Up, in, and foul. Oh, how about the ball movement right there from the Titans? Although Tavon Pierre-Lewis,
it's like he's cramping.
Still down on the floor. And you're right. I think he's cramping up. Yep. I think he went down. And they're trying to get rid of the cramping in Tavon Pierre-Lewis. John Rossitano saying give him some liquids, but usually at this point it's too late. I mean, if you haven't just loaded up on liquids earlier in the day and during the week, there's not a lot you can do right now. How about Jaden Sledge? Well, if he doesn't want it, I'll take it. Jaden's like, I'll get some water right now. Yeah, they're trying to stretch out Tavon Pierre-Lewis. He is definitely cramping up down there. He's at the basket right underneath us. Pierre-Lewis with a hoop to make it 48-38. He should be heading to the free throw line and a chance for a three-point play, and well, looks like they stretched him out.
I tell you, Lorain has done a great job in this third quarter getting inside the zone. First half they didn't do that much. They are really attacking in the paint now.
Tavon Pierre-Lewis has to sit down.
Yes.
So Wetherington goes to the free throw line for Lorain. So it'll be Wetherington right down below us shooting the free throw.
If the trainers come out or the coaches come out, it's automatic in high school that they have to sit down.
Wetherington right down below us. Again, for all you Elyria Catholic girls basketball fans, they're in the regional semi tonight. Wetherington in and out on the free throw. Rob Polinsky will have that one for you. It'll start on stream 3 but it's scheduled to tip at about 8:15 or 8:20, so we should get most of it on the radio. Good luck to the Lady Panthers. Out front, open is Bregan's shot in and out. Rebound grab by Jackson for Lorain. Long pass down the floor to Sledge. Spins to the basket, put it up on the rim and in. That was a nice shot by Jaden Sledge. 50-38, Titan lead is 12. On the right side, Carnes. Carnes down in the corner to Manning. Right back to Carnes. He drives, missed the shot. Ooh, and a late whistle by Don Reese. That's going to put Gage Carnes at the free throw line, shooting 2.
Looked like it was clean up top, but it got him on the body, is what Don Reese said.
So here's Gage Carnes, 6'6" senior. 15.6 per game. Good free throw shooter at 75%. Down at the other end. First one up and in. Again, a great big thank you. Joe Bach, WLCS TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television, tapped into our audio feed tonight. You folks listening in Lorain, Joe will have it up on that WLCS TV 20 channel here in the near future. Don't forget about their YouTube channel. Carnes rolled that second one in. Carnes with 11. 50-40. The Titan lead is 10. 30 seconds to go. Let's see if Lorain's going to wind it all the way down for the final shot of quarter number 3. Grant in the lane. Forget that. He scooped. He missed. Rebound grab by Midview's Trevor Porter. Gave it off to Aiden Breggins. 16 on the clock. 50-40. Midview down 10. Breggins out front. Breggins bounced top of the circle to Manning. 9 on the clock. Hands it off to Berth. Berth got it to Carnes. Free ball. Nope. Rebound loose. Manning had it. Put it up. Oh. Good at the buzzer. Johnny Manning, the sophomore, found that basketball and popped it home. 50-42. Lorain by 8 as we head to the fourth in our Cleveland Clinic Tournament Cage matchup on WEOL. Troy online
at WEOL.com.
For the thousands of wounded warriors returning from battle, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a unique program that helps wounded warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. The Warriors to Work program also works with employers to find the right job for the right warrior. Contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Midview basketball as we start the fourth quarter of play. Good game, 50-42, Titans by 8. Manning, baseline left, back to the basket. He got stripped of the ball, and they'll call the foul. I think they got Tavon Pierre-Louis. Tavon has checked back in. He picks up his third foul, and for Lorain, and that is their third team foul. Midview's already over the limit. They're at 17 fouls.
See if Midview tries to pound inside with Pierre-Louis having 3 fouls.
Breggins threw it in low to Manning. Ball got knocked out of bounds by Tavon Pierre-Louis. 7:42 to go. Lorain by 8. The number 1 seed at 18-5. Taking on a very pesky and gritty Midview club. It's been a good game. Out of there with it comes Tavon Pierre-Louis off a Midview turnover. Got it down the floor to Weatherington. Shot blocked off the glass. I think it was Porter that got it. Into the forecourt comes Breggins. Breggins in the corner to Porter. Got it out front to Carnes. Gage Carnes gets by Lewis. He drives and he scores. Gage Carnes makes it 50-44 with 7:15 to go. Carnes with 13. Left side of the forecourt, Weatherington for Lorain. Lob out front to Cameron Davis. Back on the left side to Weatherington. Weatherington in the middle to Davis. Shoots it right side to Grant. Grant having a big night with 22. Quest court pass to Weatherington. Ball knocked out of his hands. Grabbed by Davis for Lorain. Just over a minute off the fourth quarter clock. Lorain by 6. Titans with the basketball. right down below us. On the left side, Wetherington. Lob in the middle. Ball deflected. Davis got it back. Davis double teamed at the half-court line. Fires it down low to Jackson. Left of the lane. Up with the left hand and good. Jordan Jackson with his first two. John Rossitano says, I want a full timeout. Titans by 8, 52-44. A 60-second timeout on our Cleveland Clinic tournament cage matchup on WEOL and Troy Online.
At WEOL.com.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim or e-claim for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits. Online VA claims made simple.
Midview basketball, they're down by 8, 52-44 here at the Coliseum at Elyria Catholic High School. Reagans, right of the lane, hits the brakes, gave it on the right side to Berth, out front to Carnes. Carnes hands it off to Berth, steps through a double team. Berth to Manning. Manning left of the lane, put up an awkward shot, no good. Rebound, Tavon Pierre-Lewis. He'll push it to the forecourt, being chased from behind. Doesn't matter, he tries, missed the shot, but he got fouled. Tavon Pierre-Lewis, again, that coast to coast. He's taking it right to the rack. The foul was on Carnes. For Gage Carnes, that is his third. Midview was over the limit a long time ago. Looks like Keystone's year is going to end. Holy Name up by 20, 60-40. The Green Wave with about 5 minutes to go. Tavon Pierre-Lewis, first one up and in.
If that is the case, what a year Keystone had. Winning, what they win, 13 in a row to win the league. Wow.
Yep, and get to the district.
Tough to do.
Great year for Jeff Holzhauer's club. Pierre-Lewis hit them both. Boy, Pierre-Lewis with 23 and Devon Grant with 22. They have 45 of Lorain's 54 points. Titans by 10, 2 minutes off the fourth quarter clock. Into the forecourt, Aiden Breggins for Midview. Bounce right side to Gage Carnes. Carnes at the three-point arc, hands it back to Breggins, right back to Carnes. Carnes out front against Tavon Pierre-Lewis, threw it down low to Manning, popped it up, in, and a foul. Johnny Manning with a chance for a three-point play.
We'll get Devon Grant. That was a great job by Johnny slipping that screen. And a good pass from Gage Carnes.
The foul was on Devon Grant. That is his second for Lorain High, their fourth team foul. Here's Manning, a 68% free throw shooter. Manning at the other end, up and in. So it's 54-47. Johnny Manning with a three-point play. Middies hanging around. 5:40 to go here at EC. Pierre-Lewis at the foul line. Whipped it down low to Jackson. Put it up, no good. Rebound. Jackson somehow got it back and powered it in. I don't know how Jordan Jackson got that ball. 56-47. Titans by 9. Into the forecourt. Johnny Manning hands it off to Breggins. Breggins at the top of the circle. Breggins down in the right corner to Carnes. Carnes holding the ball. Carnes at the three-point arc. Carnes comes right to the lane. Carnes into the lane. Carnes scoop. No. Rebound Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Works himself by Carnes. Pierre-Lewis left side to Grant. Grant in the corner. Three ball. That one hit the side of the backboard. Comes right back to Devon Grant. Grant in the corner, and Breggins gave him a bit of a bump. The foul will be on Aiden Breggins. And Devon Grant is not the guy you want at the free throw line if you're the Midview Middies. An 81% free throw shooter.
Lorain getting some offensive rebounds here in this fourth quarter, giving them some second chance opportunities.
Well, he missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Jared Kozar would say the jinx works. I just call out the stats, that's all I do. 56-47. Middies down 9, 4:50 to go. Manning in the lane. Little hook shot, no. Manning got it back, put it up, no. Rebound out of bounds, and they'll say it went off Tavon Pierre-Lewis. 4:45 on the clock. Inbounds to Manning. Well, he's a good-looking sophomore. Foul line jumper, good off the glass. Johnny Manning. Well, that looks real good when it goes in off the window. Makes it 56-49. 4.5 minutes to go. Pierre-Lewis at the free throw line. Tavon whipped it down low, and it went off the hands of Wetherington out of bounds. Midview's hanging around. The pressure builds on Lorain. They're the number 1 seed.
Absolutely. Big possession here for the Middies.
Sure
4:20 to go, down 7.
Bregan's into the forecourt for Lorain. Shoots it left side to Porter. Trevor Porter right in front of his own bench, now to the foul line. Threw it down low, ball deflects out of bounds, and it went off Johnny Manning.
Porter had an open shot, and both guys took the roll man, and he tried to pass it instead of taking the shot.
He got caught in no man's land. Into the forecourt, Devon Grant. Devon Grant with 22. Out front to Jackson. Foul line to Tavon Pierre-Louis. Lorain's going to spread the floor a little bit. They lead it by 7. Right side Wetherington. Out front Pierre-Louis. Shoots it back at the half-court line to Jackson. Jackson right of the lane. Jackson to the bucket. In the lane Pierre-Louis. Lewis left the lane. Up and in. Tavon Pierre-Louis with a game-high 25. And it's 58-49. Into the forecourt, Aiden Breggins. Breggins double-teamed, and he got fouled. It was either on Cameron Davis, it was, or Tavon, but it was on Cameron Davis. That's his first, and for Lorain High, team foul number 5. Here comes Isaiah Johnson in for Midview. That's a smaller backcourt right now with Breggins and Johnson.
They're going trap a little bit, I think, with this smaller lineup.
Out near the half-court line, Johnson with the basketball. Isaiah to the left wing, and it's knocked out of his hands out of bounds by Cameron Davis.
The thing that makes Lorain so dangerous when you have to trap them and they spread the floor is they get it to the middle of the paint. They're tough to stop.
Timeout situation, each team with 3 remaining. Manning in the lane, spins, shoots, good! Johnny Manning with the bucket, and Midview head coach Jim Bravenick says, I'm going to use one of those timeouts right now. 58-51, Lorain by 7. We'll take a timeout on our Cleveland Clinic Tournament Cage matchup on WEOL and Troy Online.
At WEOL.com.
Hey Luda, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. You can do a live chat on their site. They will help get her to safety.
Thanks, Ludacris.
Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
.3:15 to go, Titan basketball. Their lead is 7. Out front, Devon Grant. Grant near the half-court line. Boy, Johnson bumping him the whole way. Ball knocked out of Grant's hands. It went out of bounds off Devon Grant.
Rossitano wanted a blocking foul there. Midview went to a 1-3-1 trap on that, and Carnes kind of rode him out of bounds. Grant fell.
Now John Verba's going to wipe up some perspiration right in front of the Lorain bench, right down below us. That gives John Rossitano a chance to chew on John Verba's ear, saying, how do you not call a block right there? I could watch John coach. Oh, man, just love watching him coach. His passion, his energy, it never wanes. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Midview ball, they're down by 7. Johnson, baseline left, hit the brakes. Left side, Berth, 3 ball. Good! Berth hits another 3. It's a 4-point game. 58-54. 2:45 to go. Hang on here at EC. Wetherington in the left corner. Got it out front to Grant. In between the circles to Tavon Pierre-Louis. Right back to Grant. Devon Grant double teamed at the half-court line. Grant looking for some help. Tries to dribble through it. And a blocking foul is called on Gage Carnes. Oh, my. Grant stepped through a double team. They got Gage Carnes on a block. That's his 4th, if my book is accurate. And it puts Grant at the line shooting 2. Double bonus time for an 81% free throw shooter.
Midview in that 1-3-1 had Grant trapped in the perfect spot right past half court. Somehow he just got enough daylight to get through. Got that first dribble down and got the blocking foul on Carnes.
Grant right down below us. First one up and in. Devon Grant with 23. Tavon Pierre-Louis leads all scorers with 25. Grant with 23. Berth with 21 for Midview. Stellar performances tonight on this floor. Grant, second one good. Devon hit them both. 60-54. The Titan lead is 6. with 2.5 minutes to go. Into the forecourt comes Isaiah Johnson. Johnson, baseline left. Tried to feed it in the lane, and the pass stolen away by Tavon Pierre-Louis. Lewis into the forecourt. Lewis had the ball knocked out of his hands, and then it went off the leg of Berth out of bounds. Basketball still belongs to Lorain with 2:15 to go.
That's 2 turnovers here recently where Midview's left their feet to try to make a pass.
Jackson throws it in the backcourt to Devon Grant. 2:10 on the clock. Grant out front. Hands it off to Jordan Jackson. Jackson, the sophomore, and he got fouled by Vince Berth. So Vince Berth commits the foul. First foul on Berth, but they fouled the sophomore, Jordan Jackson. He's 0 of 2 from the line tonight. 61% free throw shooter, shooting 2, rattled that first one in. Jackson with 5. 2:05 to go. Jackson right down below us. Second one up, and he rattled that one in. Jackson hit them both. 2 clutch free throws. 62-54. Titans by 8. And I'll tell you what, they've been in a battle tonight with this Midview team. It's been a good ball game. The top seed certainly tested it. We got some game to play. Carnes, top of the key 3, missed it. Rebound grab by Devon Grant for Lorain High. Grant into the forecourt. Berth shoved him. No foul call. Grant got the ball back. And finally we got a foul. John Rossentano. He's stopping. He's moving. He's pacing. I think Grant got fouled about 3 times right there. They finally put him at the line.
So did John.
And here's Devon Grant. 6'1" junior, averages 20 per game. He's at 24 tonight. First one up and in. Grant now at 25. So Grant with 25, Pierre-Louis with 25. Those 2 young men have combined for 50 of Lorain's 63 points. Grant right down below us, good on the second. Timeout taken by Lorain. Full timeout, their lead is 10. 64-54 Titans on our Cleveland Clinic tournament cage matchup on WEOL Troy Online.
At WEOL.com.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant, an auto grant, and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
Midview had it down to a 4-point game after a Vince Berth 3, but Lorain has ripped off 6 straight points. They pushed it back out to 10, 64-54 Titans, 1:38 to go here at EC. On the right side, Gage Carnes. Carnes to the baseline, spins on the baseline. Ball knocked out of his hands, out of bounds by Devon Grant. 1.5 minutes left here at EC. Lorain trying to return to a district title game. Berth in the right corner, matched up against Davis. Davis knocked it out of his hands, out of bounds. Vince hit a big 3 a couple of moments ago, but once Davis was put on him defensively, Troy, it's made a huge difference.
It has. He's doing a great job of not letting him get open looks.
Manning, right of the lane, fakes left, now hands it off, and he handed it right to Devon Grant. Grant to the forecourt, a little bit of a stutter step. He drives, he scores, and he got fouled! And that might be the finishing touch. Devon Grant, that hesitation dribble that you and Jeff Holzhauer talked about last Friday night.
He does a nice job. He's a heck of a player. He's all district for a reason. Both him and Pierre-Louis having outstanding games.
Grant now with 28, looking for 29 at the free throw line. Put it up, got it. 29 for Devon Grant. And Lorain's lead is 13 with 1:20 to go. I'll tell you what, though, you cannot fault the effort of Midview here tonight. As the 4 seed, they came in and gave Lorain all they could handle. Isaiah Johnson got a ball from Jordan Jackson, and he drives and scores. Isaiah Johnson makes it 67-56. Into the forecourt, Grant bounced down low. Weatherington laid it up and in. Weatherington off a nice dish from Grant. Makes it 69-56 with under a minute to go. Carnes hit a 3 from the right corner, and Jim Brabennick wants a timeout. Midview will not go quietly into the night. Gage Carnes with a 3-ball. We'll take a timeout. 69-59, 10-point lead for the Titans on the Cleveland Clinic Tournament Cage matchup.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah, it's for a nicer day, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Gonna get some big ones. Anybody want to wear a life jacket?
I'm good.
No life jacket? That's a deal breaker.
Daddy, you promised.
Daniel Stevens.
Yeah, give me one of those life jackets.
This message brought to you by the National Safe Boating Council and the women who nag you. Love you.
Off the timeout, Lorain turns it over. Carnes, 3-ball, in and out. Rebound knocked into the corner. Porter has it for Midview. Gets it down low to Carnes. He leans in, bank shot good. Gage Carnes, and Midview will take their final timeout. 69-61. Midview is out of timeouts. 36.1 to go. So a Lorain turnover, and Midview capitalizes. Gage Carnes with the bucket. We'll sneak in a 30-second timeout, a 30-second break. Titan ball and an 8-point lead, 69-61 on the Cleveland Clinic Tournament Cage matchup.
Hi, my name is Tyler Strong. I'm 17 years old and I just finished 12th grade at Lorain High School. I was in the Welding Career Tech Education program. I will tell you that welding is very different and very enjoyable. I wound up into welding my senior year and after my first semester and fell in love with it. It's kind of like an art. It's different every day. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give difficulty of the program 6 to a 7. You got to keep doing it until you get it right. I did the very best I could in the welding program and it really paid off. I got admitted to Lincoln Electric Welding School, which is the leader in the world for welding products and equipment. My teacher helped me out and he called and spoke to the manager and got me into the school. My advice to anyone unsure what they want to study, it doesn't hurt to try. If you think you might like welding, take the class, check it out. What I love about welding is you can physically see the results of everything you do. It's all in your hands. I know what I'm doing with my future, and I'm doing it thanks to Lorain High's Welding Manufacturing Career Tech program.
Well, Midview's out of timeouts, but I'll tell you what, they haven't run out of gusto and out of heart here tonight. 69-61. They lob it into Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Lewis in the backcourt, had it knocked out of his hands, got it back, shoves it on the right side to Devon Grant. Grant being chased, dribbles out of pressure. Grant running the lane. Grant brings it all the way back out front. He got hit at the foul line by Aiden Briggins.
Midview was trying to do everything he could not to foul Grant, but he got away from the 5-second call. Got to foul him.
That'll get Seamus Higley back in for Midview. The Middies are out of timeouts, and it looks like they're just about out of clock. Aiden Briggins is going to take a seat. Gets a big hug from Jim Brabennick, 6'1" senior. Wraps up his career here at EC tonight. Here's Devon Grant shooting 2. First one up and in. How about a 30-point ball game for Devon Grant? Grant with 30, Pierre-Lewis with 25. Second one for Grant right there. A couple of more substitutions for Lorain. Here comes Cameron Thomas, the freshman in. Tavon Pierre-Lewis will take a seat. So Lorain's coming back on Saturday night. Diane Kish out in California and Jenna Rossitano in Baltimore. They'll be listening again. Porter, left wing 3, got it. Trevor Porter hit the 3-ball for Midview. Makes it 71-64. Long pass down the floor. They give it off to Wetherington. Wetherington fouled with 10.9 to go. So Wetherington heads to the free throw line. Lorain's up 7. 10.9 on the clock. Can't say enough good things about Midview. They came in at 14-10, the number 4 seed. Now that being said, they had nothing to lose, but they played like it. Hey, let's go out and just play this game. They weren't intimidated one iota.
No, they weren't. They came in here, they battled for 4 quarters against a very good Lorain team. A lot of character shown by the Middies tonight.
Wetherington hits the first as Jim Brabennick just empties the bench now. And John Rossitano will do the same. Here comes Davon Manning. Again, our post game will be really quick because the EC girls getting underway down at Cuyahoga Falls in their regional semifinal. And Wetherington hit the second. So Wetherington with 6. Midview will inbound. Here's Marcel Young bringing it forward. Young to the forecourt. 6 on the clock. Young down the lane. They get it out front. The Gooch is 3-ball, no good, and that does it. Our final score here at EC, Lorain 73, Midview 64 with the win. Lorain is 19-5, and they'll play for a district championship on Saturday night against either Strongsville or Berea Mid-Park. Boy, a very gritty Midview club will close out the year at 14-11. We'll be back. We'll wrap it all up on our post-game show following this timeout on the Cleveland Clinic Tournament Cage matchup on WEOL, on your phone with the app and Troy Online.
At WEOL.com.
I'll tell you what, we had a terrific ball game tonight. Glad you dialed it in on AM 930 WEOL, or maybe on the mobile app or online. And again, for you folks in Lorain, you'll be able to watch this one relatively soon on WLCS TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television. Joe Bach tapping into our audio feed tonight. We appreciate that very, very much. So you'll be able to watch it pretty quick, and there are plenty of highlights to watch on video after this one. Again, we won't have a real long post game. We want to get you down to Cuyahoga Falls. Rob Polinsky getting set to bring you Elyria Catholic girls taking on Newton Falls in a Sweet 16 matchup. But boy, this was a good one. Lorain led by 8 at the end of one, 18-10. Midview had it at 3 at the half, 34-31. Lorain only led by 3 at the intermission. Titans were able to push it out to 8 at the end of 3, 50-42. As we mentioned, Midview just kept hanging around. They were within striking distance all night. Vince Berth 3, you just heard the highlight, got them to within 4, 58-54 in the fourth quarter of play. But Lorain kind of showing that tournament experience, that winning program experience. They got the ball in the right guy's hands, and Devon Grant, Tavon Pierre-Lewis. They staved off that Midview charge, and they win it by 9, 73-64. So Lorain 19-5, and the number 1 seed here at Elyria Catholic will play for a district championship on Saturday night against either Strongsville or Berea Mid-Park. But we can't say enough positive things about Midview. Great effort tonight by the Middies. They'll bow out with a record of 14-11. Troy, some quick thoughts on this ball game before we take our final break.
I just think Lorain did a nice job in the second half attacking their zone. You know, Devon hit those threes in the first half, but they really attacked the zone and on the defensive end, caused some turnovers. So Devon Grant and Pierre Lewis obviously scoring the basketball, but hats off to Cameron Davis. I don't think he scored, but he was the key defensively on Vince Berth in that second half.
Boy, Vince Berth caught fire for Midview in that second quarter. He had 13 second quarter points. John Rossitano made a defensive adjustment, and Troy DeFranco pointed it out perfectly. Cameron Davis was put on Vince Berth. He did have a 3-ball and a field goal in the third quarter, and then really, aside from that fourth quarter 3 that got Midview to within 4, Davis really just played some lockdown defense on him.
You know, that's one of those things where Coach Rossitano said, you know, we don't need you to score. We just need you to go in and lock this kid down. And he went out there and did that for sure.
He sure did. 73-64, Lorain over Midview. We'll take our final timeout, individual scoring numbers, and we'll wrap it all up from the Coliseum after this on the Cleveland Clinic Tournament Cage matchup on WEOL and Troy Online.
At WEOL.com.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
And on WLCS TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television. Again, Joe Bach tying into our audio feed tonight. We had a little bit of everything here tonight. We had great long-distance shooting. We had block shots. We had dunks. We had technical fouls. We had a fan thrown out of the gym. who then tweets at me that he wants a shout-out. Now, I'm not sure I'm supposed to give the fan who got thrown out of the gym a shout-out. I'll give shout-outs to a lot of folks. I mean, we were sending them long distance tonight. Not sure I'm going to do that. But, hey, you can tweet at me all you want. All right, final score, Lorain over Midview, 73-64. So Lorain plays for a district title on Saturday night right here at EC. Again, a gritty Midview club bows out at 14-11. Want to get to EC and the girls. They're up 9-7 in the first quarter. So we'll throw it to Rob here in just a moment. Individual numbers, we won't go through all of them. But for Lorain, the 1-2 punch of Devon Grant and Tavon Pierre-Louis. 31 for Grant, 25 for Pierre-Louis. They combined for 56 of Lorain's 73 points. For Midview, I'll tell you what, good balance. Berth with 21, Gage Carnes with 18. This impressive sophomore, Johnny Manning, with 14. So Lorain wins it 73-64. So a Lorain team, a Lorain County team, gets knocked out tonight, but a Lorain County team in Lorain moves on. So we're down to one as far as boys basketball. Keystone got beat tonight, gave Holy Name a good game, but Holy Name wins it 70-59. So great job, though, by Jeff Holzhauer and his team this year. They just ran into a buzzsaw in Holy Name tonight. Troy, final thoughts, and then we'll send it to Rob.
You know, just another great district game. It's what high school basketball is all about. Good fans. You know, the kids played hard all the way to the end, and Lorain just had a little too much tonight for the Middies.
No doubt about that. So that's going to do it. Again, many people to thank. A great job tonight by Terry Howell back in the studios of WEOL spinning the dials. Thanks to Terry Zebnik. He's our chief engineer. He actually came over earlier today and got everything all set up here at EC. So I basically had to just walk in and do the ball game. So thanks to Terry Zebnik. Troy DeFranco, you're not here Saturday night. Let's hope this isn't our last one.
Let's hope we can do another one after that.
Let's hope so. If that isn't the case, it's been a blast again this year. Really enjoyed it.
Really been a pleasure. Thank you.
And, of course, the biggest thanks goes to you, the listeners. Hope you enjoyed it. Lorain wins it 73-64. I'll be back with you again on Saturday. It could be for the EC girls in the afternoon. I'll have that game if they play for a trip to the Final Four. If EC were to fall tonight, I certainly will be back here on Saturday night for Lorain High against either Strongsville or Berea Mid-Park. So I'll be back Saturday. Could be once, could be twice. So until then, Tim Alcorn saying once again, thank you very much for listening. And from the Coliseum at Elyria Catholic High School, so long, everybody.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.